Much of eastern and central China have been choking in heavily polluted air since this weekend, so it may be a surprise to some that China is the world's largest investor in green energy. Next, our correspondent from Canada looks at the good and bad of China's role in the global renewable energy sector.
This week, China promised to join the International Renewable Energy Agency in efforts to switch the world to wind, solar, and hydropower, but some have questioned how helpful Chinese investment in renewable energy technology will actually be. Over the weekend, the air in Beijing and 30 other Chinese cities turned toxic. Off-the-chart readings of tiny pollutants that can penetrate the lungs has had hospitals reporting a surge in patients with respiratory diseases.
That's because of their heavy reliance on coal. I think there's been a huge push for economic development based on coal because it's cheap, but we're now seeing the hidden costs of that. The cost to human health, the cost to the environment.
China is the world's biggest coal producer and consumer, using on average 3.6 billion tons of coal per year. But it's also the world's biggest investor in renewable energy. According to this report on green energy technology investment, China came in top for 2011. It put in $52 billion in renewable power, placing U.S. in second place.
It has been driving down the cost of renewable energy, which is going to make them sort of more accessible. So Chinese investments in solar power, however, for instance, have probably driven down the cost by helped drive the cost down by about 40% in the last 3 years, and they're projected to drop another 40% in the next 3 years.
But economic expert Dr. Frank Chen-xie says there could be a catch. He believes the Chinese regime may be more concerned about profit than the environment.
Even though they're making so-called green energy products, such as solar panels, they're really not, helping with the environment, but actually continue to damage the environment. That's why Chinese product can sell, including the solar panels, to U.S. market, the European market, at a price so low that actually drives all the Western competitors out of business.
According to its latest 5-year development plan, the Chinese Communist Party wants to harness 75 gigawatts of energy from new wind and solar farms by 2015. This could replace about 37 coal-powered plants. It's still too early to tell if that goal will be met. As for this toxic air, Beijing has ordered people to stay indoors and be patient during what the regime is calling a long-term cleanup. NTD News, Toronto.